So I've made an absolute mess, and I'm gonna have to clean all this up. But I've rewired my Hori Fight Stick EX2 for a completely new harness that allows me to use replaceable buttons. Still using the stock Fight Stick because honestly it's really not that bad. But once I do this, I can get rid of these crappy buttons that were soldered directly onto the board and replace them with these beautiful white Sanwa buttons. They feel absolutely great, and I can clip them directly on to the ends of these wires without having to do any soldering. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's not a clean fit. I knew it was going to be tight. I'm just going to have to work on that a little bit to maybe rehome the PCB electronics board maybe to another area, or just below the fight stick or something along those lines. But I've hooked everything up and connected it to my PC to give it a shot. And as you can see here, I have my POV hat working completely, and all 6 buttons working as intended. So that means I can move on to connecting the additional back start and guide buttons up here and getting everything, well, every part of this mess inside. I've installed all the secondary buttons up here, the row including the guide button and all that, and I also put this in here. It's the old Xbox 360 headset plug, but I'm never going to use it. I just kept it in there so I didn't have a hole, but I cut it off because honestly I don't want to have to rewire that. I'm never going to use it on an Xbox again, and I mean, what would I use it for on a PC? So I managed to find a way where I can fit the PCB in without rewiring anything else, which is nice. These ribbon cables that came with the unit are pretty short, and there's a lot of them, if it'll focus. There we go. They're pretty short, and there's 4 to 6 cables on each, and I just don't want to do all that. So I managed to flip the board over. Normally it sits this position, but I managed to flip the board over and route the wires around here and to the buttons, avoiding the nub here down on the bottom from the fight stick, because that'll cause problems as it moves around. Anyway, there's nothing metal underneath to short anything out, so we're good there, and everything looks just about good. I'm probably going to do a pass over this bottom with electrical tape just in case it touches the back of the aluminum plate, but other than that it should be ready to pack up and give a go. This is the final assembly. Everything's nice and tucked away. I got that electrical tape on the back of the board to prevent from shorts from the aluminum back, so everything fits in just right. Takes a little bit of force. It's a tight fit, but it works. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on and then give it a shot. The limited space and the size constraints inside the stick, there wasn't really a way for me to mount it to the plastic itself, so as you saw, I had to go with a just loose method, which is actually kind of how it was shipped from the factory. Previously it was only attached by solder on 2 buttons, the whole control board. But as you saw, what I did is it's kind of sitting here underneath the fight stick itself, and it's kind of just held in place by, you know, friction. So And it seems to be working out really well. There's no sounds internally when you shake it. I can hear the cord, but that's it. And I've tested it a little bit, and it seems to work great.